Okay. See if I can work the clicker. Okay, now I'm going to disappoint you all because I'm not talking about animatronic dolphins, aquariums, digital AR playgrounds, none of that. Because the other side of me is I'm a neurolinguistic programming teacher, so NLP teacher. I'm a professional business coach, and one of my passions is to help startups, and that is my dog, Minnie. Oops. There it goes. I really like that. So 2020 has been really, really tough, and it's been really tough for me as well. And, you know, when you start up a business, that's tough in itself. It was very tough when my business partner, Amy, and I split. That was in end of 2017, and I thought that was already pretty heartbreaking. This year has been also really difficult because, you know, we work with government, and government have cut funding and people and what have you. So I thought I'm going to talk to you today about what keeps me going and how I do it, because I think that's more relevant for a lot of you guys in the room. Onions. So think about when things get tough and you're faced with serious challenges. What are the first stories that go through your head? Quite often they're negative. Quite often there's something like, you know, oh, I'm not good at that, or this had to happen, or I just don't know how to do it, or this is the end, or whatever. And so I want you to think about the stories in your head, because they are nothing but stories, as if they were an onion. And at the very bottom, at the very core of the onion, as you peel things back, is the core belief that sits at the bottom of that story. Because when you look at it, whenever that story started, you were likely to be very little. You were probably 2 or 3 years old, or maybe 7 or 8, and at some stage somebody said to you, you're not good at that. And that's when it started. And then you go around the world and you look for evidence, to pile evidence on evidence, and another layer to the onion, and another layer to the onion, and eventually it becomes your truth and your religion. And you believe that is true. But fact is, these stories are expired. And I want you to think of those stories as expired stories. Because every day is a new day, every moment is a new moment and a new story, and you're the hero of your own story. So you need to pay attention to the dialogue in your head as to what are those stories telling you. Are they expired stories? Have they started a long time ago, but they're actually not necessarily true anymore? So you are the hero of your adventure. And you need to pay attention whether the stories that's your reality, that's shaping your universe, are actually supporting you in your quest where you want to go. So the biggest lesson that I learned from my executive coach was, here I was, my business partner was splitting, and I said to her, I can't do it. And she said to me, Mel, last I checked, you were CEO of GeoAR Games. Has that changed? And I was massively embarrassed, and I was like, no, it's not. And she said, right. So I want you to change your language, and you move from not can I do it, but how can I do it? And so this is the next thing that I want you to pay attention to. You're moving from from fixed mindset to growth mindset. A fixed mindset is based on expired stories. That is what's keeping you in your limited box. The beauty of being an entrepreneur is when somebody takes the lid of Pandora's box and you realize that you're capable of way more than you actually thought you would be. You had no idea what you were capable of until you went past your hurdles, until you went past your borders, your boundaries. And this is what I learned from entrepreneurship, that I'm capable of way, way, way more than I had an idea. I absolutely did not know what I was capable of. So we're moving towards a growth mindset and the how can I. So every time you get stuck, I want you to remember that one slide and move away from, this is an expired story, I'm buying into it, so how can I do it? And move on. So as you're growing and as you're moving on, you need to find your habits. And so the interesting thing with habits is that every day you make on average 35,000 decisions. Every single one of those decisions is either going to take you towards your future self or away from your future self. Who do you want to be? Who's that story that you're writing? Who's that hero in your mind who you want to be? 35,000 opportunities every single day that can take you closer to who you want to be, to your dream, to your future. And this is how you need to see it. And every time you think, I can't, you need to remember it's an expired story, move on, how can I? This is my choice, this is my moment. So, the only way to move forward through times of crisis like this one, or partnership breakup, or relationship breakup, or anything that you guys might be dealing with, is that you look at your purpose, you look at your future, you look at what is it that has you passionate, that has you be passionate, that wants you to really make things happen in life, that will help you achieve the habits, that will help you stick to your goals. Be that person that you always admired. And live with passion and make that purpose really happen. And that's probably, I don't know, is that within 7 minutes? It says here now a minute, but earlier on it said 20 minutes. I raced through it. No, but seriously, so if I've got another minute, I'll just add to that. So if you are stuck with any of the stories that you have going on, some of you might have had a loss or might have had something else that was really tragic in your life, write it down. Take a book, take 20 minutes a day, and write about it as if nobody will ever read it. Nobody's ever going to read it. Just write for 20 minutes a day and do that and keep doing that. And what will happen is that you get tired of your own stories. You will get tired of your own stories, and you will start to see opportunities unfolding around you that were never there before, because now you've taken your blinkers off. You realize your story is expired and you need to move forward. And so that is one of the really, really small habits that you can do for yourself just to move forward and live with passion and purpose.